Disclaimer: the fanfictions shared on my Euphoric dreams are purely works of imagination and creativity. They do not reflect the real personalities, events, or lives of BTS members. I do not claim ownership of BTS, their names, images, and music. All rights belong to Bigot, Hybe, and BTS. My content is created only for entertainment, storytelling, and connecting with other fans who enjoy fictional narratives. The sky was heavy with storm clouds, almost as if it was mooring along with you. The cold wind blew against your face, carrying the sharp smell of wet earth. Rain dripped steadily from the black umbrella in your hand, sliding down and hitting the ground where fresh mud and flowers mixed together. You stood in front of your brother's grave. His name was carved in stone, but it still didn't feel real. Only yesterday you had heard his laugh echo through your house. Now silence had replaced it. People in black crowded around, whispering, crying softly. Their words were meaningless to you. Empty comfort where your heart was breaking. Your fist tightened around the umbrella handle. You hated this. You hated the people who had done this. Your brother was killed in a mafia shootout. Everyone said the same name, the Jeon family. A powerful mafia clan feared across the city, and their heir, the one who inherit all of that blood and power, was Jeon Jungkook. The thought of him made your blood boil. When the funeral ended, the people left and you stayed behind. The rain grew heavier, soaking the ground, but you didn't move. You whispered softly, I'll make them pay, I promise. But later that night, your world turned upside down again. At home, your father sat at the table with a glass of whiskey in his hand. His eyes were tired, his voice rough. Wyan, he said, to protect this family, you will marry Jeon Jungkook. The glass almost spilled from your hand. What? You gasped. He didn't look at you, he just stared into his drink. We owe them a debt. This marriage will keep us alive. Alive? You wanted to scream. What about your brother? He wasn't alive. Your heart broke a new way. You weren't just grieving anymore. You were being handled to the very family you hated the most. That night, you lay in bed, unable to sleep. Rain tapped against the window. You look at the dark clouds outside and whisper to yourself, I'll marry him. I'll marry him, but I won't forget. I will never forgive. And so, with the storm raging both outside and inside, your fate was sealed. The next morning, the rain had stopped, but the world felt just as grey. The air was dumb, the smell of wet soil still lingering. Your heart was heavy, but your father's words echoed in your head again and again. You will marry Jeon Jungkook. Your hand shook as you packed a small bag of clothes. You didn't want to go, you didn't want to see him, but you had no choice. The deal had already been made. The black car came at sunset. Two men in dark suits stepped out, their face cold and unreadable. Without a word, they opened the door for you. You sat inside, the leather seats soft under your hands. It felt like sitting in a cage. Outside, the city lights blurred past as the car drove towards the Gion mansion. Your heart raced faster than every passing minute. The the Jeon estate stood like a dark castle at the edge of the city. Tall iron gates opened slowly, guards everywhere with sharp eye. The mansion itself was built from black stone and glass, elegant but intimidating. It didn't feel like a home, it felt like a hair of a beast. The car stopped. One of the men opened your door. Miss, this way. You stepped out, your legs trembling, but you forced yourself to stand tall. You wouldn't let them see your fear. Inside the mansion, the atmosphere was quiet yet heavy. Expensive chandeliers sparkled above, and the marble floor reflected the light. The hall smelled faintly of smoke and leather, and then you saw him, Jeon Jungkook. He stood at the end of the aisle, dressed in black suit that fit him perfectly. His hair was styled black, showing his sharp jawline and dark eyes. He looked calm, but there was something in his gaze, something dangerous, something unreadable. Your tightened, your chest tightened. This was the man everyone feared. This was the man whose name was tied to your brother's death. The priest spoke, his voice echoing the silent hall. Do you, Wyan, take Jeon Jungkook as your husband? Your lips trembled. You wanted to scream no. You wanted to run, but your father's face flashed in your mind, and his warning clear. I do, you whispered. The priest turned to Jungkook. Do you, Jungkook, take Wyan as your wife? Jungkook's eyes didn't leave yours. His voice was slow and steady. I do. The priest smiled. You may exchange vows. Jungkook stepped closer. His hand slid into yours. His skin was warm, his grip firm. You tried to pull back, but he held you steady. I owe to protect you, he said silently, his deep voice carrying a strange weight. Protect? The word felt bitter. You've swallowed hard and forced yourself to say your line. I vow to stand by you. A ring slid into your finger, cold and heavy, just like your heart. The priest announced, you are now husband and wife. After the ceremony, Jungkook held you outside. The night air was cold, the sky clear with silver stars. For a moment, the world felt too calm, as if mocking your storming heart. You don't have to pretend, you said bitterly, pulling your hand from his. I know what this is. A deal, nothing more. Jungkook's expression didn't change, but his voice softened just slightly, like he had expected your words. Maybe, he said simply. Then, with a small tilt of his head, he added, but the deals can change. Before you could answer, he walked ahead, leaving you standing under the starlight sky, confused and angry, but strangely shaken. For the first time, you wondered, was he really the monster you thought he was? Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next part. Bye.